puja-puja bangsa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Hello everybody, my name is Dewi Diharjo. My number is 25. I'm a student from Sebelas Maret University, majoring in biology education. On this occasion, I will tell you about Indonesian national identity.
Indonesia is the largest archipelago country in the world with stretches from Sabang to Merauke. Thousands of islands line up like emerald in the middle of the equator have marked the hallmark of Indonesian existence.
However, not only that, Indonesia also has many things that characterize the identity of the Indonesian national. Before we discuss future what is the identity of the Indonesian national, we must first know about the concept and understanding of national identity. The term national identity comes from the words identity and national. Identity, which means a characteristic, seeks our identity attached to an individual or group that distinguishes it from others, while the word national is the equivalent of the word nation, which means national. So, the national identity of the Indonesian national is something that is owned by a national that is already attached to the identity of the national, so that it can become a characteristic indicator of the existence of the Indonesian national that can distinguish the Indonesian national from other nations. So that existence is assured to recognize and acknowledge in the community international relation. National identity is a manifestation of cultural values that grow and develop in aspects of a national life or nation, with a distinctive characteristic, and with this distinctive characteristic, a national is different from other national in this life. The birth of a nation, national identity has its own characteristic and uniqueness, which are determined by the factors support the birth of the national identity.
And then, what are the factors in the formation of the Indonesian national identity? The first is objective factors, are factors that describe the condition of the Indonesian national, which includes factors of geographical, ecological, and demographic condition which from Indonesia as an archipelago region with a tropical climate and is located at the crossroads of communication between regions of the world, Southeast Asia, where it also affects the development of the demographic, economical, social and cultural life of the Indonesian national. The second is subjective factors, which includes historical, social, political, and cultural factors from Indonesia. As for the factors that support the birth of the Indonesian national identity, namely the existence of identity forming elements, namely the history of the Indonesian nation, the cultural diversity of the Indonesian nation, and the diversity of ethnic groups and religions. From the elements of national identity, the main national identity of the Indonesian nation can be formulated into three, namely, the first is fundamental identity, namely Pancasila, which is the basis of the Indonesian states, the ideology of the Indonesian states, the philosophical basis of the Indonesian national, and as the foundation of life in the nation and states in Indonesia. The second is instrumental identity, namely the state's constitution in the form of the Undang-Undang Dasar 1945. The national language is Indonesian. The national anthem is Indonesia Raya. The state's flag is the red and white. The state's motto is Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, the form of the unitary states of the Republic of Indonesia, which is suffraged by the people, and the coat of arms of the Republic Indonesia, and the state is Garuda Pancasila. The third is natural identity, which includes the archipelago state, ethnic diversity, religions and belief, regional language, and culture. We can see that Indonesia is more famous in the world with the diversity of cultures and religions that exists, where adherence of religious diversity tolerance is ordered to maintain national unity. In addition, Indonesia is also very famous for its ethnic and cultural diversity as the national identity, such as the Gambian dance culture originating from Central Java, the race blade dance culture from West Sumatra, the Reok Ponorogo cultures originating from East Java, and other cultures in Indonesia. Indonesia also has ethnic diversity, so it also has a diversity of traditional clothing and regional language, such as the Dayak Trail from Kalimantan who have traditional clothing Sapai, Sapak, and Ta'a, the Javans travel from Central Java, which is famous for its Javanese language as well as traditional clothing of beskap, kebaya, and batik clothes which is worldwide. In addition, Indonesia also has beautiful islands that have become icons for its tourist attraction, such as the beauty of the island of Raja Ampat in West Papua, the island of Nusa Penida in the southeast of the island of Bali, the island of Sulawesi, and the beauty of other islands in Indonesia, which are one of the most beautiful islands in Indonesia, one Indonesian national identity. Therefore, as citizens of Indonesia, we should be proud and must participate in preserving the national identity that we already have.
Even though Indonesia has such a beautiful national identity in the eyes of the world, if it is exports future, Indonesia still has important problem in the weakness of law enforcement. Law is a set of rules or mores along with their written and unwritten section that are made with the aim of regulation human before maintains order, preventing cause, and most importantly for justice. However, in reality, there are still many cases in Indonesia that are handled with privilege for the above groups, discussing discrimination before the law. This is in accordance with the proverb which says love is sharp down and blunt up, where the term is very appropriate to describe the condition of weak law enforcement in Indonesia. Many people from Indonesia are increasingly concerned with the weakening of the law in Indonesia, where people who have a lower economic position seem to be playing with justice before the law by those in power until they say that law can be bought with money, position, or power. Nevertheless, the public is never tired of always criticizing the government through severe existing cases as an expression of their disappointment with the law in Indonesia. If we are aware there are many practices of defeating law enforcement process such as discriminatory justice or engineering during the judicial process. The difference is facility service when in prison.
This is evidenced by a case that occurred in 2014 in which grandmother Asyani, who was 64 years old, was charged with stealing tick belonging to Perum Perhutani, which was subject to Article 80, Paragraph 1 of the Law on Prevention and Eradication of Forest Destruction with a threat of 5 years in prison. In fact, Asyani's grandmother cut down the tree on her own land about 5 years ago.
This is not comparable to the punishment given to a perpetrator of corruption who have been given proper facilities by the states, but still consumes people money to enrich themselves, as in the case of social assistance corruption that and narrated Social Minister Juliari Batubara at the end of 2020, which consumed money. Social service for people who really need as much as 17 billion, which is used to meet their personal needs. However, the judge only sentenced him to 12 years in prison, which of course does not reflect the illegality of the law. The sad thing is the condition of corruption by imprisoned actually live in the same facilities as those in the her homes, because in some less correctional institutions, prisons in Indonesia still provide special facilities that are treated. Failure to release justice through law in Indonesia has become a big problem that must be the focus of the government to immediately improve legal justice in Indonesia. We as ordinary people, only people that in the future law enforcement in Indonesia will be more fair in determining a sentence and not take sides because of the temptation of money, position, and power that we given. That's all can I say. I apologize if there are words that make the hearts less flashy. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.